We have ourselves a big old update on the 2026 midterm elections with respect to the Senate. Thom Tillis, the Republican incumbent in North Carolina, is not going to run for re-election. Raw Story reports Tillis made a surprise announcement on Sunday afternoon. He's not running for election in 2026. North Carolina Republican Tillis issued a statement hours after Donald Trump attacked him once more on Truth Social for not supporting the GOP-authored mega bill, also known as the Big Beautiful Bill, major euphemism. According to a report from Axios, Tillis faced a brutal fight to keep his seat, both in the general election and with the potential of Trump-backed primary challengers. In a statement, he claimed, "As many of my colleagues have noticed over the last year, and at times even joked about, I haven't exactly been excited about running for another term." I wonder if that could all be solved if maybe a certain guy weren't the head of your political party, if that certain guy weren't harassing you and haranguing you about not being 100% on board with his agenda and, purity testing you and being like, you need to bend your knee to the cult. You need to join MAGA and comply. Otherwise, you're basically a far left radical. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe your own party is the problem. I'm sure the Democrats aren't being that much of a thorn in your side. They're in the minority. What are they doing to you? Your party really did get infected, big guy. Quote, "That is true, since the choice is between spending another 6 years navigating the political theater and partisan gridlock in Washington, or spending that time with the love of my life, Susan, our 2 children, 3 beautiful grandchildren, and the rest of our extended family back home. It's not a hard choice, and I will not be seeking re-election," he added. Yeah, when I think about the idea of a 6-year Senate term, it is kind of a lot, It's more than 4 years that the president, that's what the president has. The House of Representatives, they have 2 years each, so they're up for re-election every time, which must get kind of exhausting. But 6 years, it's like, that's longer than high school. That's longer than college. That's like, oh man, that's got to get kind of tiring. Although maybe not, because I know the senators have a lot of luxuries and they make a lot of money through unscrupulous means, and we need a lot more strict campaign finance laws here in the United States. But yeah, Tillis does not seem to be finding the benefits to be more valuable than the drawbacks. And as I talked about in another segment, Trump went after him. Trump does not tolerate dissent. Tillis dissented from him on the Big Beautiful Bill on Medicaid cuts. Trump went out there and said, you know what? We might need to primary this guy. We need someone to properly represent the people of North Carolina. And looks like Trump's not going to need to worry about getting someone to primary him, because as of Sunday, the 30th, the 29th of June, Thom Tillis is no longer running for re-election. So can the Democrats win that seat? This could be a giant middle finger to the Republican Party. I don't know, by retiring. Obviously, he wasn't purely motivated by that, I imagine, but Cal Cunningham came kind of close. Cal Cunningham being the Democrat in 2020. North Carolina is known as a swing state. There was talk about Kamala Harris winning it. Obviously, she did not. Obviously, she did not win any swing states, tragically. But the Democrats could pick this one up. That map that everyone's talking about looking so bad for the Democrats, even Tim Walz is pointing this out, where he was like, yeah, I'm not optimistic about us winning back the Senate in the midterms. That map just started to look a little more sunny for the Democrats. Not a shoo-in. As I said, it's a swing state. But if we get good turnout in 2026, we could definitely flip that Senate seat blue. I know that when Republican Pat Toomey retired in Pennsylvania, another swing state, the Democrats took that seat. John Fetterman won against Dr. Oz. And now John Fetterman gets ridiculed by a lot of progressives for being a bit too pro-Trump and not progressive enough. But he ran a progressive campaign. So yeah, they could definitely win North Carolina. I see North Carolina as being a bit more red than Pennsylvania, though, so it might be more difficult than the Fetterman race. Although then again, Fetterman kind of struggled due to suffering a stroke. So yeah, if the Democrats run a really good candidate in North Carolina, I think they could pick that up. We will see if the Democrats can flip the Senate. If they get the Senate and the House, and then Trump has 2 terms of a Democratic House and a Democratic Senate, there's a good chance that we can really neuter the last 2 years of his presidency. Not entirely, but it would be better than when we just had the House back after 2018 and the Republicans still had the Senate throughout Trump's entire presidency. It took till 2020 for the Democrats to win the Senate. So yeah, not being too optimistic, but also, hey, recognize an improvement when we see it. Incumbents can be hard to topple. They just can. They've got the name recognition. They've got the funding. Thom Tillis is no exception. But now it looks like he's gotten pretty sick of the Senate business, and probably dealing with dear leader at the top who can't stop bullying anti-Trump Republicans, or not just anti-Trump Republicans, but Republicans who have any hesitancy about backing any of his agenda. He'll send out his warriors to attack you on Truth Social. He will attack you on Truth Social, and he will make you regret coming out of the womb. That's an exaggeration, but still, he's chaotic. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. This is the Morris the Merrier. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you in my next video.